they're a good team. I was pleased with our effort coming out. We've been emphasizing the rebounding issues. We're up 10 in the first half, so I think they got the messaging. They're trying. It's the first time all year we've had more than 3 guys have 7 rebounds with, Aiden, Taylor, and Houston all over 7. It would have been nice if London could have played a second half. I think he would have added to the rebounding. I thought he did a pretty good job. He had, in just 9 minutes, he had 3 in the first half. He's got a knee injury that we're hoping's not too severe. He's going to get tested on it tomorrow morning. We'll know a lot more by tomorrow afternoon. So, and then Amari didn't play to a hip pointer, and we'll see what he's how it's doing by we're off tomorrow, and then we'll see how he's doing Friday, Saturday, and make a decision whether he plays Sunday or not. So I thought the rebounding was good for a half. I thought it was solid at the beginning of the second half, and then it kind of fell apart. They ended up getting 25-0 boards. They're great on the glass. We had 25 D boards. They had 25-0 boards. It's not ideal. Like we got to continue to work it. We got to continue to get better. We got to have guys that can rebound it. We got to continue to look at it. Continue to look at our lineups. We kind of challenged even the guards to rebound. I thought Holloway did a really good job tonight. He had 4 defensive rebounds. Him and Houston led the team in defensive rebounding. So I thought it was good for him in that regard. He ends up leading the team in plus minus with plus 17. I thought he played really well all around. So, and we kind of made the lineup change to get rotations with better rebounders mixed together with some of the other guys. We can't have all the guys that maybe aren't rebounding as well in there together. We just had too many of them that didn't rebound very well in there together. So we tried to mix it up and do that a little bit. But we'll continue to work on it, emphasize it. We're going to have to get better at it before we get into SEC play for sure.
Coach, just kind of touching on what you were already saying, season high in offensive rebounds for you guys tonight, but also giving up a season high to USF. Is that frustrating for you, or are you still happy with the effort that was given on Alabama's end to improve from 3 rebounds last week?
Yeah, significantly better on our offensive end, but defensively, you can't give up 25 of them. So, and it's like 7 of them went to Nelson, who's really good, but we ought to be able to keep a body on and box them out. 5 of them go to, Majifo, if that's how I'm pronouncing it correct, and those 2 guys end up being their top 2 leading scorers. So, it's like offensive rebounding leads to scores, and those 2 guys, your effort leads to scores. Like, we got to continue to get our guys to get in there, realize it's a weapon. We've had really good offensive rebounders here in the past because they win all the time. But on our defensive end, we got to do a better job keeping guys off the glass.
Yeah, Houston Mlette started the game, or I think he had 7 rebounds in the first half. What kind of effort, or I guess blue-collar kind of effort, do you see from him in that first half?
He plays hard all the time. He's about the right stuff. He's super coachable. Anything we emphasize, he's trying to do it at an elite level. He's the guy that's always, hey, coach, get me out. I'm tired. I need a break. So he makes you want to put him back in. Just, he pulls himself out when he's if he understands he's too tired to play as hard as he needs to, he gets out. So we need everybody to do that more because, obviously the last 10 minutes of this game, we didn't do a very good job on the old board. So, if you're too tired, you got to pull yourself out so we can do a little bit better job of it. But, I love coaching Houston. He's nowhere close to being perfect. He's got defensive breakdowns he's got to get better at and all that, but he tries to do exactly what you tell him to do all the time. So I'm really happy to see him have 7 rebounds.
Coach, you kind of just hit on it with your opening, but what kind of steps do you think you took mentally to maybe work out some of these lineups and some of these rotations going forward?
Yeah, we're going to continue to look at it, work on it, see what we can do, but the point's been made that we've got to rebound it better, and if you're not going to rebound it better, no matter how good you are on offense, it's going to be hard to keep you in for a lot of minutes because that's our biggest problem right now. That's it. So you talk about like the possession game, like we were still -4 in it. Like we were -5 on the old boards and only +1 on the turnovers. So we're trying to flip that, comparing offensive rebounds, turnovers. You know, like the free throws, it's 35, 34. We shot pretty even at the free throw line, and they ended up getting 3 more shots than we got. Now, it's a lot better than, 28 more shots like Arizona, which was impossible to win a game like that, but they still got more field goal attempts than us. So we've got to do a better job in that possession game, continuing to crash the old boards like we were able to here, because we almost had a 50% offensive rebounding rate too, but the problem was on the defensive end, so we're going to have to get that short up here.
Coach, Aiden Holloway, you mentioned after the last game, maybe still had some discomfort, didn't get a lot of shot attempts up. How did he progress to be able to play the way that he did tonight?
I mean, we got one of the best trainers, if not the best in the business. I think Clark's great. Every time I walked by that training room, Aiden was in there getting treatment on his wrist. He worked hard at it. It's coming around. I think, we got to make sure that he stays healthy because we need him out there. He's an elite shot maker. He's one of the most skilled guards in the country, and if he guards like he did and rebounds like he did today, that we're going to need him to. And he ended up playing almost 30 minutes, and that's, if he can guard and rebound, that's probably about where he needs to be. Guess have a Merry Christmas if we don't see you up in Huntsville.